Here we go, it's just recording. Okay, so we've had great fun doing these drumming workshops with all our InspireWorks facilitators. See, today we've got 4 of us. We have had up to 6 of us all drumming together. We've had quite a few people ask us, how do we deal with the latency? That's, the delay you get when you do stuff across the internet, because we are using Zoom and we're then broadcasting live on YouTube. So there's obviously these different platforms you can use. They're not the only platforms you can use others as well. So we've had to spend a long time just researching all the different capabilities of all these different platforms to work out what's the best way to make sure that we can actually drum well together. And the first thing we found, actually, if you make sure everyone who's drumming with you is on a computer rather than a tablet or a phone, generally these kind of platforms, they have more capabilities on the computer. It's kind of a scaled down version on the app on a tablet or a phone, so you might find that there are some things that just don't work. Then the other thing we found, that when you are on your computer, what we've had to do is we all go into our time and our date settings. So find those, obviously if you're on a PC or a Mac, they'll be in different places. And then we have to actually look at where we all are. Now, I'm in Berkshire. Raoul, where are you?
In West Sussex.
West Sussex. Tim, where are you?
Worcestershire.
And Costas, where are you?
I'm in London.
Right, so brilliant. So what I've done is I've actually just taken everyone's addresses, I put it into Google Maps, and then seen how far apart they are from me, because it's hosted on my computer. So whoever the host is, you find how far in distance the people are from you. Then when you decide on the music you want to play, you have to look and see what the tempo of that music is, what the BPM is. And say, for example, it's 86 BPM or something like that. You then have to divide the number of miles from the BPM, and that will then tell you exactly how many seconds that person will be behind, or what fraction of seconds. So then you have to tell that person. So Tim, I think, is the furthest away from me, so he's in Worcestershire. So he then has to make sure he adjusts his time and date settings on his computer just to reflect that, and then we find that it does work well together. But also, yeah, we found other things as well. That's one thing, time and date settings, but the style of music. So Tim, tell us a bit about style of music as well.
Yeah. Well, obviously, we've been playing styles of music from around the world. We did. We started with some samba, and then we did some African, some West African. Now we're doing North African at the moment, and we're going to be doing Cuban as well. Now, obviously, those are from quite different parts of the world, and the big thing is the time difference. So, as long as you're playing with a style of music that doesn't have a huge time difference, you're probably going to be able to play in time together, because that's just the way it works, isn't it? With the hours and the seconds. So, playing music from West Africa, it was a doddle, wasn't it? Because it just all kind of, they're only about an hour ahead of us, even though they're such a long way south of us. But then when you start thinking about samba over there in Brazil, the time difference is ridiculous. It's several hours, so there's no way we're ever going to be able to play in time. But then when you start thinking about styles, like reggae or Cuban, where it's all about being laid back and really kind of, grooving along, then, you're never going to be able to play in time with people who are from that far away.
No, definitely. So I think we probably won't do any reggae because of that reason, because it is so laid back and they are so much further behind in time. But yeah, it's a shame because we love reggae. But anyway, we haven't yet played with our time and date settings, so we thought we'd just show you this is what it sounds like without us fiddling with any of the time and date and everything. So we're going to play a little North African groove, which is called the Rajaz groove, and so I'll just start off, and the other guys can then just come in. Really hard to keep going. Everyone's not together at all. 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. Great. So even stopping together was really hard. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, in fact, guys, could you do it as well? Could you do your time settings? Just adjust those like we know what needs to be on there. That'd be great. And then we'll have another go at it. So I have the most work to do because I've got to do a lot of time and date settings for everyone here. It's easy, obviously, the less people you've got. We've only got 3 people today. So that's been easy where we've had 5 or 6 of us. Great, I think I've done the right thing. So now let's have another go at playing it all together. 2, 3, here we go. And... So you can hear it's so much easier for me as the host to hear everything in so much better in time together. Yeah, it really sticks nicely in time together. Sounds great. Here comes the stop. 4, 3, 2, 1, stop. So we hope that really helps you all just to be able to work out how to play in time with other musicians online. Thanks, Em.